Welcome to Native Explorer. And no, this isn't a normal video. And it's definitely not another feel-good speech that disappears from your mind the moment you close the tab. You've heard enough of those already. This is different. This is not entertainment. This is a warning, a message your future self has been screaming at you for years. But you've been ignoring. Look around right now. Every second, someone else is taking the job you wanted, building the business you dreamed of, or living the life you've been fantasizing about for years. And you're still telling yourself you'll start soon. But here's the truth no one says out loud. Life is not waiting for you. It doesn't care about your comfort, your fears, or your excuses. It doesn't slow down just because you're not ready. Every day you waste, someone else is taking your place. You keep saying one day, but one day is not on the calendar. There is no perfect moment coming. There is only now. If you keep waiting for some magical time where you finally feel motivated, confident, and prepared, you will wait until you die. This is not a video you save for later. Later is where dreams are buried alive. This is the moment you stop watching your life from the sidelines and start rewriting it. If you don't, 10 years from now, you'll wish you had. So today, I'm giving you 10 brutal, life-changing truths that will either wake you up or prove you never really wanted to change. And yes, while you listen, your English is growing stronger too. Every sentence is clear, powerful, and designed to stay in your mind, so these truths shape not just your life, but your language as well. Truth 1. It's now or never. Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying you're waiting for the right time. There is no right time. There is no green light from the universe. Every second you delay is a second you will never get back. Think about this. How many times in your life have you said, "I'll start when the timing is better. I'll start after the new year. I'll start when I'm not so busy." And then months passed, years passed. You didn't start. You thought you had time, but you didn't. The truth? You're not out of time yet, but you are running out. Imagine you're standing on train tracks. You see a train in the distance. It's moving slow. You think you have time, so you keep standing there. And in a blink, it's right in front of you, and it's too late to move. That train is your life. Every dream you have is that train. It's getting closer whether you move or not. I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to threaten the version of you that keeps wasting days like they're infinite. Because they're not. Your days are numbered. Every hour that passes is gone forever. And if you don't start now, not tomorrow, not next week, but now, you are killing your own future. You might think, but I'm not ready. Let me be clear. You will never feel ready. Readiness is a myth lazy people tell themselves to justify delay. The truth is you become ready by starting. You build the skill, the discipline, the courage in motion, not in waiting. So here's your choice. Do something today that your future self will thank you for, or do nothing and let your future self hate you for the rest of your life. And when I say do something, I mean pick one thing and act before this day ends. Send the email, sign up for the class, go to the gym, apply for the job, call the person, start the habit. If you don't, then be honest with yourself. You don't want change. You want comfort. And comfort is the slowest, quietest way to die. Truth 2. You must be obsessed. Listen to me. If your dream doesn't consume you, it will never become reality. If you can live without it, you will live without it. That's the truth. Interest is weak. Motivation fades. Inspiration dies. Only obsession, pure, unshakable, all-consuming obsession, survives the days when you feel like quitting. Obsession is what makes you show up when your body aches, when your mind says skip it, when the world is laughing at you. I'm not talking about wishing. I'm not talking about trying. I'm talking about burning the bridge back to the old you. No safety net, no plan B, no if it works. It will work because you refuse to give it another outcome. There's a story about a warrior who took his army across the sea to fight an enemy 10 times their size. When they landed, his soldiers saw the enemy and began to panic. They said, "We can't win. We should retreat." The warrior gave the order, "Burn the ships." His men screamed, "If we burn the ships, we have no way home." And he said, "Exactly. Now we win or we die here." Do you understand what that means? It means there was no escape. It means every man fought with the desperation of someone who knows failure equals death. And they won. Not because they were stronger, not because they were more skilled, but because there was no other option. That's obsession. When you burn the ships in your life, delete the distractions, cut the easy exits, Stop keeping backup plans that let you run away. You fight differently. You think differently. You live differently. If you're still trying, you haven't burned the ships. If you're still waiting for the perfect moment, you haven't burned the ships. If you're still half in and half out, doing your dream on the side while you give your real time and energy to comfort, you haven't burned the ships. You must make your dream the thing you cannot live without. Wake up thinking about it. Go to bed planning it. Make it so deep in your identity that skipping it feels like cutting off your own oxygen. When you're obsessed, you don't need motivation. You are motivation. People will look at you and call you crazy. Good. That's proof you're on the right path. Because the life you want will always look crazy to the people who gave up on theirs. Here's my warning. If you are not obsessed, someone else is. And they will take the job you wanted, the business you wanted, the future you wanted while you keep saying someday. So make the choice now. Not to try harder, not to get motivated, but to become the kind of person who burns the ships and never, ever looks back. Because if you can walk away from your dream, it was never yours to begin with. Truth 3. The power of purpose. Find your why. Listen closely. Motivation is a spark. Purpose is the fire. Motivation gets you out of bed once. Purpose keeps you moving when your legs shake, your mind screams, and the world throws bricks at your face. If your why is weak, you will quit. If your why is strong, you will become unbreakable. You say you want a new life. Good. Then answer this. Who are you doing it for? And what pain are you done tolerating? Not a cute answer, not a pretty quote. The real answer. The one that makes your chest heavy and your eyes wet. The one that hurts to say out loud. I am not here to pat your back. I am here to turn your reason into a weapon. Because life will test you hard. Your plan will fail. Your body will get tired. People will doubt you. Money will run short. And in that hour, you will either have a purpose or an excuse. There is no middle. Imagine a young nurse works night shifts. Long corridors. Cold light. Crying families. She comes home when the sky is still dark. There's a note on the fridge from the landlord. There's a message from the bank. There's a pair of tiny shoes by the door. Her little boy wakes up and asks one question. Mom, are we going to be okay? That sentence becomes her why. Not likes, not applause, not someday. Mom, are we going to be okay? Now watch what purpose does to a human being. She studies on her lunch breaks. She drinks cold coffee she didn't plan to drink. She turns off every distraction. She says no to weekend parties and yes to textbooks and training. She is not superhuman. She is not always motivated. She is purpose-powered. When the alarm rings and she wants to cry, she sees the tiny shoes by the door. That is her lighthouse. That is her anchor. That question powers her through a year of rejections. An exam that breaks her. A budget so tight she gives up everything but the goal. And one day she opens an envelope. 2 words. Congratulations, doctor. Now that little boy asks a different question. Mom, what should I study to be like you? Your why is waiting for you to find it. But it's not hiding in easy places. It's in the part of your life that hurts. The part you want to fix. The people you can't let down. The future you refuse to accept. When you find it, hold it close. When life gets hard. And it will. Remember that why. Because the person with a weak why quits at the first storm. The person with a strong why fights through hurricanes. Truth 4. You must stop caring what people think. The people who judge your dreams are the same people who gave up on theirs. Their laughter is not analysis. Their doubt is not wisdom. It's jealousy wearing the mask of concern. They see you reaching for something higher, and it reminds them of what they didn't have the courage to grab. So they pull you back to their level. They call it being realistic. It's being terrified. Understand this. The world is full of people who will tell you why your dream won't work. They have a million reasons, statistics, stories, examples. And you know what? Some of them might be right. But the only opinion that matters is the one you build with your own hands. There's a story about a young man who wanted to build flying machines. His neighbors laughed. The experts said it was impossible. The newspapers called him crazy. His own father said, "Stop wasting time and get a real job." But he kept building, kept failing, kept trying. People threw rocks at his workshop. They said he was embarrassing the family. They said he would never amount to anything. And on December 17, 1903, Orville and Wilbur Wright flew the first airplane. The same people who mocked them were suddenly calling them geniuses. The world changed in 12 seconds. And every person who said it couldn't be done was proven wrong. Here's the truth. People fear what they don't understand. They hate what they can't do. And they will try to convince you that their limits are your limits, that their limits are not your ceiling. Their fear is not your reality. Their failure is not your future. When you decide to chase something bigger, you will face the committee of small minds. They will say, "Who do you think you are?" And you must answer with your actions. I am someone who refuses to live by your rules. You will lose some friends. Good. The friends who don't support your growth were never really friends. They were just people who were comfortable with the old version of you. Your job is not to make them comfortable. Your job is to become who you were meant to be. So here's your choice. Live by the opinions of people who never took a risk, or live by the voice inside you that knows you're capable of more. Choose carefully, because the voice you listen to will determine the life you live. Truth 5. Failure is feedback, not final. You think failure is the end of your story? You think one setback means you're not cut out for success? That's the biggest lie you've ever believed. Failure is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's your compass. It's the voice saying, try again, but smarter this time. The people who never fail are the people who never try. They sit in the safe zone, watching life from the bench, telling themselves they're playing it smart. But you know what they really are? They're quitters before they even start. Every failure is data. Every mistake is information. Every setback is showing you exactly what doesn't work so you can find what does. But here's the catch. You have to be brave enough to look failure in the face and ask, what are you trying to teach me? Most people run from failure. They avoid it, fear it, let it convince them they're not good enough. But the winners? The ones who change their lives. They collect failures like trophies because they know each one is proof they're trying. There's a story about a man who tried to create a light bulb. He failed over 1,000 times. A reporter asked him, "How does it feel to fail 1,000 times?" And he said, "I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways that don't work. Now I'm 1,000 steps closer to the way that does." That man was Thomas Edison. And because he refused to let failure be final, you're reading this under electric light. Your failure is not a verdict. It's a redirection. It's life saying, not that way, try this way. But you have to keep moving to hear the message. If you quit after the first failure, you miss the lesson. If you quit after the second, you miss the breakthrough. If you quit after the 10th, you miss the victory that was waiting on the 11th try. Here's what I know. The difference between people who succeed and people who give up is not talent. It's not luck. It's not connections. It's the willingness to fail again and again until they find the path that works. So stop fearing failure. Start fearing a life where you never tried hard enough to fail. Because the person who never fails is the person who never grows, never learns, never changes, and never lives the life they're capable of. Truth 6. Time is your most valuable currency. Money you can make back. Relationships you can rebuild. Reputation you can restore. The time? Time is gone forever. Every second that ticks by is a second you will never see again. And yet you waste it like it's infinite. You scroll for hours. You watch meaningless videos. You have conversations that lead nowhere. You procrastinate on dreams like you have forever to make them real. You don't. You think you have time because you're young, because you're healthy, because nothing bad has happened yet. But time doesn't care about your age. Time doesn't care about your plans. Time moves at the same speed for everyone. And it's moving right now while you think about whether you should act. There's an hourglass above your head. You can't see it, but it's there. Every grain of sand that falls is a moment you can't get back. And most people live like the hourglass is turned upside down, like the sand flows backward, like they can always flip it over and start again. But you can't. When the sand runs out, it's over. No second chances. No do-overs. No, I wish I had. Imagine you're on your deathbed. You're 80, 90, maybe 100 years old. You look back at your life, and you realize you spent most of your time doing things that didn't matter. You spent years watching other people live their dreams while you watched from the sidelines. You spent decades in jobs you hated, relationships that drained you, routines that numbed you. And now, at the end, you understand the truth. You had the same 24 hours as everyone else who succeeded. You had the same 168 hours in a week as everyone who built something great. You had the same 365 days in a year as everyone who changed their life. But you gave those hours to comfort instead of growth, to entertainment instead of education, to excuses instead of action. Don't let that be your story. Your time is not unlimited. Your chances are not infinite. Your life is not a practice round. This is it. This is the only life you get. So stop wasting it on things that don't move you toward who you want to become. Stop giving your best hours to your worst habits. Stop spending your most valuable currency on things that don't appreciate and value. Every moment you have is a gift. Use it like it matters, because it's the only thing you have that you can never get more of. Truth 7. Habits create identity. You think you need motivation to change your life? You think you need inspiration to become different? That's not how it works. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings fade. What you need is not emotion. What you need is systems. You need habits that run on autopilot, that happen whether you feel like it or not. Your habits are your votes for the type of person you want to become. Every time you choose the hard thing over the easy thing, you vote for discipline. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you vote for courage. Every time you choose action over delay, you vote for success. And over time, those votes add up to your identity. You're what you repeatedly do. You say you want to be successful, but what do you do every day? You say you want to be healthy, but what do you eat every meal? You say you want to be disciplined, but how do you spend your free time? You can think about your goals all day, but if your daily actions don't match them, they are lies you tell yourself to feel better. Habits are not small things. They are the invisible architects of your future. They are the silent builders of your identity. They are the bricks in the wall you're standing on. Imagine a canyon. It wasn't made overnight. It wasn't made by explosions. It was made by water dripping, flowing, moving day after day, year after year. The water didn't have power in a single moment. It had power because it never stopped. It carved rock without even trying to be loud. That's exactly how habits work. At first, the change is invisible. You look in the mirror and see no difference. You write a page and it feels like nothing. You train one day and your body looks the same. But keep the water moving. And one day the rock gives way. One day you look back and see a canyon where flat land used to be. One day you see yourself, and the old you is gone forever. The threat. If you keep allowing bad habits to drip into your life, junk food, late nights, mindless scrolling, skipping the work, you are carving a canyon that traps you. It will feel normal to stay lazy. It will feel right to avoid the hard thing because you trained yourself that way. Your own habits will drag you back even when you want to move forward. The promise. If you choose powerful habits, reading daily, training daily, speaking daily, planning daily, protecting your focus daily, you will rewire your identity. It will feel normal to be disciplined. It will feel right to chase your goals because you trained yourself that way. Your move today. Don't wait for motivation. Pick one habit. Tie it to the same time every day. Keep it so small you cannot skip it, and so consistent it becomes part of your DNA. Because habits are not just things you do. They are how you become. Truth 8. Everything adds up. Stop chasing the big miracle. Stop thinking success comes from one huge, dramatic moment. Success is math. It is the sum of what you repeat. Every choice adds to your life's equation, whether you want it to or not. A compass on a ship is off by just 1 degree. The ship sails calmly for hours. Nobody notices. The difference is invisible. But keep going, and that 1 degree takes you miles away from your destination. By the time land appears, you're at the wrong coast. 1 degree felt like nothing. It was everything. The threat. That just one more cheat meal. That just one more skipped workout. That just 5 minutes of scrolling. They all add up. Not today, not tomorrow, but over months and years. They will deliver you to a place you never wanted to go. Your life will not collapse in one explosion. It will sink 1 drop at a time while you tell yourself this little bit doesn't matter. The promise. Every small good choice counts too. 1 healthy meal, 1 page read, 1 speaking practice, 1 sale, 1 focused hour. Stack them, repeat them, protect them, and they will quietly change your entire destination. Your move today. Ask yourself, if I did this one thing every day for the next year, where would it take me? If the answer excites you, start now. If the answer scares you, stop now, because nothing is neutral. Every choice is moving you closer or further from the life you want. Everything counts. Everything compounds. Everything adds up. Truth 9. The only limit is yourself. Your biggest enemy is not the government. It's not your boss. It's not your family. It's not your past. It's the invisible line you've drawn in your own mind. The line that says, I can't go further than this. Understand this. The world can only hold you where you agree to be held. Your ceiling is not built of concrete. It's built of belief. And every day you accept that belief, you reinforce the bars of your own prison. Imagine a race car is built for speed. The engine roars. The track is clear. The tires grip the road. But inside the machine, there's a small device called a governor. The governor limits the top speed. Even if the driver floors the pedal, the engine won't go beyond a preset number. The road isn't the problem. The car's power isn't the problem. The problem is the limit inside. That's you, not life, not luck. You. Every time you start making progress, that inner governor whispers, slow down. You're not the kind of person who does this. This is too much for you. And you listen. You let off the gas. You return to the safe speed of the old you. Another image. Think of a thermostat in a room. Set it to 20 degrees C. When the room heats to 21 degrees C, the thermostat cools it back down. That's how your self-image works. Set it low, and the moment you start improving, earning more money, looking healthier, speaking better, taking more control, your brain cools you back to where it's comfortable. You call it self-sabotage. It's not sabotage. It's settings. The threat. If you don't change those settings, you'll keep living in the same small circle. You'll reject opportunities that are too big for your current comfort. You'll ruin your own progress to feel normal again. You'll spend your life watching other people live your potential. The promise. When you raise your internal limit, your life will rise to match it, not instantly, but relentlessly, because the world will eventually reflect what you accept about yourself. Say this out loud. I am the only one who can lift my ceiling. I am the only one who can keep it low. And then prove it today with one action that the limited version of you would never take. Because the road is ready. Your engine is ready. The only thing holding you back is you. Truth 10. The final decision. Change is not a slow fade. It's a sharp break, a clean click. One moment you're thinking about it. The next moment you've decided there's no going back. Understand this. Most people never change because they never actually decide. They say, I'll try. I'll start soon. I'll give it a shot. Those aren't decisions. Those are excuses with nice clothes. Picture a massive train rushing down the tracks toward a split. There's a lever. One pull sends it to a new track, a completely different destination. But if the lever is left in the middle, the train derails. That's what half decisions do to your life. When you say, I'll try, you leave the lever halfway. When you say maybe, you leave it halfway. And every dream you had comes off the rails. Imagine a dam holds back years of water, pressure, force, energy. Open the gate halfway and the water trickles, hesitates, stagnates. Open it fully and it carves a whole new river into the earth. That dam is your will. Your gate is your commitment. Half open gets you nothing but frustration. Full open rewrites the map of your life. Indecision is still a decision. It's the decision to stay the same. Every day you delay is a day you drift. Drift doesn't feel like disaster, but it kills more dreams than failure ever will. Once you truly decide, the question of should I disappears. That mental noise dies, and all that wasted energy comes back to you as raw momentum. And momentum can carry you through storms that motivation alone could never survive. Here's how you make that decision final. Shut every escape route. Delete it. Cancel it. Block it. Throw it away. Replace I'll try with I will. Replace later with now. Act before you feel ready. And then say it out loud. This is no longer up for debate. I have chosen. Then prove it today, not tomorrow, not after you prepare. Now, because new lives don't start with noise. They start with a silent click of a switch and a train that will never again run on the old track. If this video shook you, don't just leave inspired. Leave different. Do one thing today that proves you're serious about change. And if you're ready for more videos from Native Explorer that will push your life forward and improve your English at the same time, hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and stay with us. Your next breakthrough could be one video away.